said this. Therefore, whatever the source of absolute moral and ethical truth is, it must be immutable, eternal, and good. This source cannot be immoral, unethical, unjust. You also state the only source that meets these qualifications is God, and not just any God, but the God of the Bible.
Yeah.
Bold statement. Because there's so many gods today to all types of individuals, all cultures. Yeah. Everyone has their own God. But really what they're saying is, I am God.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor, I love him. Mm-hmm. What's his theme song when he comes out? I am the God. Boom, doom, boom, doom. You see what I'm saying? That's what
true.
We think, right?
That's our theme song.
That's our theme song. It's who we is. We get up in the morning, hey, it's about me. Mm-hmm. Let me go get this bread. Let me go do what I gotta do. Let me go hustle, right? It's me. And then you say it's the God of the Bible, so you start hitting these scriptures, and we'll break this down because now we go into this sacred place of, man, this is how truth is really supposed to be in our life. Yeah. So you hit Malachi 3:6, says, for I, the Lord, do not change. And you said, thus emphasizing God's immutability. Mm-hmm. You said Deuteronomy 33:27 says that the eternal God, I love this, bro. Yeah. The eternal God is your dwelling place.
Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa. You said emphasizing that God is eternal.
Yeah.
And then you break down Mark 10:18, and you said it says, no one is good except God.
Yeah.
Now we're not saying that all men do not have the ability to be decent men. Yeah. There are people who don't know God that are decent. Their lives are better than some Christians.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you right now. It's some Christians, bro, I can only hang with in heaven. They are mean, man. You get what I mean?
I get you.
But that's not what you're saying.
Nah.
But we're saying good in a different sense. So, man, talk to us about these three right quick, man.
Yeah, like I said, I want to come from a perspective where if you don't agree with what I agree with, hopefully you can understand my logical progression where I've identified that truth must be absolute.
Yep.
And answer why it must be absolute.
Yep.
Now the question is, how do we find what this truth is? It cannot come from men.
Right.
This truth cannot come from men. Why? Right. Because the truth must be immutable. It can't change.
Right.
What's right in last year got to be right now, or our decade. Because what do we say? This is 2016. We don't do stuff like we talk about marriage.
Yeah, we don't do that.
It's like
not in 2016.
Sex before marriage was something that they did all the way back then. Yeah. This is 2016. Right. It's like no, it shouldn't change.
Right.
And then it must be eternal. That it must be true of before time itself. It's got to be true.
Right.
The beginning of time to the end of time. It's got to remain the same. And not only that, the source itself must be good. I heard. I was listening to a clip, and the girl says, I try to do good. I don't believe in your God. Am I going to hell? And the point of her question is to try to get the person to say, yes, you're going to hell.
Right.
And for all intents and purposes, Scripture says those who do not believe, the wrath of God abides upon them. Now, that's not my words.
That's the words of the
Holy
Holy God.
Of Scripture. I understand it rubs you the wrong way, but let's go a little further.
Right.
Let's get to the heart of her question. The heart of her question is, if I do good, it's unjust for a God to punish me.
Come on, man.
And she's true.
Right.
She's absolutely true. If I do good,
right,
I should not suffer hell. The problem is, no one is good but the Lord.
Right.
The point is, in her mind, what is good? What is good? What is good? I don't lie. I don't steal. I don't do these things. I'm not a murderer.
Right.
That's her standard of good.
Right.
But that's not the standard you're going to be held to.
It's what mommy and daddy taught you.
Yeah. That's their standard.
That's our standard.
That's our standard of good. But what? God's standard of good is what? Perfection.
It's perfection.
It's perfection. It's not that I didn't lie last year. Right. I don't lie this week.
Right.
Have you ever lied?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have.
Yes, you have.
And not only that, because I don't know if you've ever heard of these guys, Ray Comfort. They kind of do apologetics with people on the street, and they kind of go through the Ten Commandments, which is cool. I don't mind it, but I think the whole point is that we have erected for ourselves a God made in our image, and we do what we want to do, how we want to do it. He answered the question beautifully. He's like, God is not going to force anyone to heaven. Because heaven is where, and this is the beautiful thing, so many times people picture heaven as like streets of gold and everybody's having a good time. No, heaven is where God is. I just want to be where God is.
Well, Pastor used to say all the time, be in a tree, that's where I want to be.
That's where I want to be. That's where I want to be. And so he was answering it because that's what the person wants him to say, yes, God is going to send you to hell. And so her reaction is, well, this is not a just God. Yeah. This is not a good God, because a good God won't send people to hell. Right. And this is where I try to hit at, that you understand concepts of justice. You understand concept of justice, that even God must conform to it. Right. And if he doesn't conform to it, then he's not a good God.
That's strong.
And so that's the heart that she was trying to get at, and the point that God was trying to make was, yes, God is a good God. God is a just God. And because God is a just God, if you don't want him, he's not going to force you.
Right.
And that's what hell is.
But that's the beautiful thing about God.
Yeah, he's not going to force you to be with him.
Right.
And so I think he handled it beautifully, but I was trying to get at the heart of her question. What is she trying to get out? Because it's an emotional answer. It's like, who wants to say you're going to hell? I haven't done anything wrong.
Right.
I haven't done anything wrong. Hell is reserved for what? The Dylan Roofs of the world.
Right.
You know, all these people who are like horrendous, but it's like, and even in and just in current events, even though this is going to come out sometime, where just even in our community, we paint white people as the enemy.
Right.
And it's like, are there racist people? Yes, absolutely. Do I believe in something called white supremacy? Absolutely. But I think what we do is we say evil is out there.
Right.
Evil is out there. And don't get me wrong, it is out there.
Yeah.
But bro,
it ain't in my heart.
Bro, I'm just as wicked and evil. And it's like, how can you say that?
Yeah.
Because my standard is not the racist KKK people. My standard is Christ. And when I see Christ and I see what he's done,
all of it's wrong.
Oh, man, I'm such a wretch. And it's like, that's that standard of truth. So good is God, that he is absolutely perfect. And we don't want to have to deal with it. And again, going back to justice, if God is a holy and just God, he cannot tolerate evil.
Right.
But the problem is, you evil.
We evil. We are evil.
You evil. And nobody wants to deal with that. No one wants to accept that fact that, hey, you know, and like I said, my life has been pretty sanitized. But once I understood the truth of the gospel, that truth, that what? God is a just God, and he will deal justly with evildoers.
Yep.
Brandon is evil.
Yep.
Justice must be done on my behalf, and that is a good God. I want to say this one thing because, and again, even like I said, the mentioning of hell kind of offends people, but I heard this dude, and I was going to say his name, it was R.C. Sproul. He said he was in a seminary class, and one of the students said, so you get to heaven and your mother's not there, and you see that she's in hell. It's like, what do you do again?